Hey Facebook, how's it going? I am studying some stuff about just doing some stuff with JavaScript programming. I've been developing for web for a while now, and now I'm really diving into software programming, looking at Python, C++, JavaScript, stuff like that. Uh, all that might sound like Greek, so I kind of want to break this down for you, what this video is about. And yes, I got my trusty Nintendo 64 shirt on. Um, I love video games, the ideas that video games bring, and they allow for problem solving that is beyond anything that traditional even learning provides. And so that's why I'm a big fan of video games for kids to develop their mind. Sidebar on that. The future of computing, though, and what we've seen as science fiction with artificial intelligence, programming, is really now. And I started exploring some stuff that I've never dove into before, and now I'm kind of stoked and excited about the fact that I'm learning this now. I wish I had learned some of the C languages and JavaScript a while back, and even Python 10, 15 years ago. But if you have kids that are interested in computers, I would definitely get them on learning things like JavaScript and Python at least. Python is one of the languages that a lot of these machine learning and AI and neural networks are using to build, basically teaching machines to think like people. For example, a neural network will look at thousands of pieces of data and attribute. So, for example, it'll combine pictures with words to create and develop storylines that exist in the computer. The computer will actually come up with what that is. That's something that's been around for about a year now, in fact. And so artificial intelligence is really the next sort of wave that it's already taken off. It's already, people are making billions of dollars in it right now. But what I'm really focusing on and sort of going through in my head is how can I, build the future with artificial intelligence? If I can dream it up that I would love a computer to do something, how can I program it to do it? Or how can I find somebody to program it to do that? And so that's the first thing that I'm looking at is also understanding how to build a lot of this stuff myself. One of the biggest things I had like this aha moment in the last month is that I've really studied computer programming for a while, and I have all these bright ideas, but there was like this gaping disconnect for me on how to connect my ideas to build them. And so I started exploring just deeper levels of computer programming and realized, A, I know a lot more than I thought I did. And B, the way that my brain works is in tune with the way that a lot of programming languages do, especially like Python and JavaScript. And then I know that the C languages are a little different. I haven't dove into any of the C languages, so I'm sticking with some of the easier, fluffy ones. If anyone's a computer programmer, you guys know that I understand that Python and JavaScript are like the easy languages to learn. But the future really is in building these technologies. If you can think it, you can build it. And now what is it is, so for example, you could actually create something that would take hundreds of man hours. What's the idea and the concept behind AI? Something that would take hundreds of man hours to creatively implement. You can programmatically build out an algorithm that would essentially be a tool, like a pen. So, for example, let's say that you have an AI pen. That's how I look at AI. It's like more like the pen than it is like our own brain. The pen allows us to get our thoughts onto paper. Computers typing have allowed us to get our thoughts out there. Cameras allow us to get our thoughts and record them. AI becomes a tool, as well as extended reality, mixed reality, stuff like that. A tool for getting our ideas out of our minds and into reality, into a place that we can use them to complement us as humans. Before the pen came out, people had to actually take pieces of stone and carve things. They had to create their own inks. They had to create a press. uh, they really, like, people were like, you had to carve stuff and to preserve it. It was just like, what is this? And then someone figured out, well, we put ink on something, and now we have the pen. You know, you used to have to dip the pen into a quill of ink and write. Now we just have this little click pen. That's how I see the progression of computing and AI and technology, is the way that the invention of the pen is for us. And so I'm diving into a lot of this. I have a lot of stuff swirling in my head right now that I don't know really how to explain what I'm thinking. But I'm really excited to realize that there's a way now to get a lot of the ideas that we've had as a society into a place. For example, one idea that I had was artificial intelligence news, like sort of a neural network of news gathering and news verification. And I actually thought this was built on what I was thinking was blockchain, is actually more neural networks with AI, to where a concept could be constructed down and taking the best parts of 10, 15, 100 concepts to develop a better solution. So for example, and I know that this technology is already being developed, is already available. Imagine that you took all the text, words, video from YouTube. Google has this technology already. You took all of it on a specific topic, okay? Let's say that that topic was the best way to build a cabinet, for example, okay? How to build a cabinet. Artificial intelligence would take hundreds, even thousands of those videos and develop an ultimate A and B process that is better to improve, that then could actually teach based on the knowledge that multiple human beings have. So for example, you would be able to combine the knowledge that is out there and sort of quantify it, because it would take, as a human, it would take you to watch thousands of videos, how many hours to watch it. So AI could assist in a learning process by combining all of these different pieces. And then you would actually program the AI of what's right and what's wrong. You would sort of have supervised versus unsupervised, stuff like that. So this is just stuff that's been going through my head about technologies, about using artificial intelligence and the future. And I don't know a whole lot to explain it from a level that I sound smart, and I'm not trying to say that I am someone who is smart that knows this, but I'm starting to see a connection between what I'm envisioning up here and what's being created, and how to put those two together. And so what I'm wanting to do is learning sort of just the basics of a lot of this stuff, and then learn how to direct, say, teams of contractors to build ideas that I have. And so this is a journey for me. I'm pretty much looking to create the future of personal computing in my lifetime. I think that's personal computing, but also it's a lot of stuff. I mean, I had this idea: what if you took if you took the Bible, and then even all the different translations and different languages of the interpretations of the Bible, and developed a system that would even look at ancient scripture and even combine it with writings and texts of spirituality that people over time have talked about, and sort of looked at what artificial intelligence could tell us about spirituality that we may not know. Could even tell us about, what's a better interpretation even of some of these. If you took, all the gambit of range of, say, let's look at just Christian Bible teaching, from everything from hellfire and brimstone to ultra charismatic Pentecostal, Brethren, Baptist, Catholic, Lutheran, all of that, the whole gambit of teaching, and then actually used a neural network of AI to sort of look at, what are some things that we haven't thought of, where we find similarities, and then where do we find even, it's just, these are thoughts that go through my head. How can we crowdsource the future of knowledge to learn from the future? So let's say we stack it up. we got thousands of different ideas. We stack it up, we build it, and then we have the sort of idea that matches with all this, and you can choose and supervise or unsupervise the AI to learn. This is stuff that I want to do. What about Rama words? See, this is a great question. So yeah, exactly, Rama words, but at the same time, it's translated from the Greek, from the Hebrew, stuff like that. And so I don't know what I'm trying to say. I don't even have words to put into words what I'm actually trying to say. That's why I'm very careful to exactly. I'm kind of almost like trying to build something that has never been done before, and I can see it in my head. I'm not I'm not trying to say that we're going to change scripture at all. What if you could take the ability of thousands of biblical scholars and then crowdsource a sort of model of what, just new revelations and stuff like that could be assisted with computing and AI. That's basically what I'm talking about. So anyways, this is a deeper topic for another time if we're going to go into spirituality, philosophy, and even what the Lord allows and doesn't allow, and sin and what that is and stuff like that. That's not what I'm talking about at all. I'm purely talking about information. And so anyways, this is really exciting, and I'm excited for the future. And so what it is that some of my thoughts, I have a hard time putting into words what I'm thinking, because sometimes they're very parallel and even contradictory of each other, to where I find a sort of middle ground of what I'm trying to say. And so, yeah, I'm more thinking like independent thinking, and really using, like I said, as a pen, a study tool that uses AI to study, for example. That's more kind of what I'm trying to say. So anyways, have a good one, everybody. This has been a very convoluted video. I'm going to leave it up, though. This kind of shows you how my brain works. It just kind of thinks in different ways, and I used to be ashamed of that fact. Now I'm really embracing it head on. And this video will be something that, later down the road we'll be able to look back on.